Coming back to the dating scene can feel overwhelming, particularly if you've lost someone dear to you. But what do you do if your next partner starts exhibiting behaviors reminiscent of your late partner? Moreover, what if they attempt self-harm when the relationship ends? This story delves into precisely that dilemma. Experiencing the euphoria of falling in love with the perfect person is unparalleled. Building a life together, marrying your best friend, and welcoming children can bring a sense of fulfillment. But what occurs when that person is no longer with you? James sought advice on this delicate matter by reaching out to people on social media. The 35-year-old man had been married to his wife, whom he referred to as Laura, for 7 years. They welcomed a baby boy who was 10 years old when James shared his story. James described Laura as the light of my life. When the two were 28, they discovered that Laura had a rare form of cancer, and 5 months later, she died, leaving him crushed. To help with the trauma, James and his son started attending weekly therapy sessions, and he believed they made significant progress. Since dating wasn't something he felt up to, he spent time bonding with his son and friends and enjoying his hobbies. Then, a little over a year ago, he met Kayla at one of his work's events, and they had a great time bonding over a niche game. Soon enough, they started going out. He revealed what he liked about her, stating, "She's great but different from my wife. I love her for who she is as an individual." James initially hesitated about getting into a committed relationship, but agreed to take things slow after talking to his therapist. Kayla was excellent, but even before their first date, he told her that his son came first and mentioned his past. This new girlfriend was understanding and compassionate, and after a few months of smooth dating, James decided to introduce her to his son. Kayla got along well with his son, and for the first time, he envisioned the possibility of a future with someone else until she started changing. 4 months before making his Reddit post, James noticed that Kayla had become distant, so one night, he confronted her about it. She teared up and revealed she felt he'd become negligent and was using her as a replacement for his wife. James was shocked, and while he always loved Laura, he didn't feel like he was ignoring his girlfriend. He asked Kayla to give examples of his negligence, but she shut down and didn't elaborate. Feeling guilty for upsetting her, James apologized and arranged more date nights, and she seemed happy again. Weeks later, Kayla had to go to a cousin's wedding for a day, but James couldn't go because of work. Upon her return, he asked for photos, but she claimed there weren't any featuring her. To his shock, a colleague showed him a picture of Kayla from a private Facebook page the following day. She appeared to be wearing Laura's expensive earrings, which were kept with the late wife's other belongings in James's son's bedroom. When James confronted Kayla, she became upset, cried, and apologized. They discussed boundaries before moving on. Things seemed okay for a while until her strange behavior escalated, with Kayla dyeing her hair to a light blonde color that matched Laura's. She also straightened her wavy hair to match Laura's and changed her clothes to match what her boyfriend's late wife wore in one picture. Kayla double-pierced her ears like Laura and got the same cartilage piercing as hers. James asked about it because it felt unnerving, but Kayla brushed him off, and his family did the same. His girlfriend then asked his son to call her Mama and said it differed from Laura, whom he called Mommy. James wasn't comfortable, and when he asked his son, the boy was also not on board with the idea. Kayla had changed from the woman he fell in love with, and the final straw was when she got the same tattoo Laura had in the same color. Another reader worried Kayla was unhinged, and the possibility of her doing something again was high. When James confronted her, Kayla first denied everything before accusing him of never loving her and having to live up to the memory of a ghost. James became upset and yelled that they should break up because their relationship seemed to make her miserable. But the worst was yet to come. After breaking up was put on the table, Kayla went dead quiet, got in her car, and drove away. Being her emergency contact because Kayla didn't have any living family, James received a call that she'd attempted suicide by taking pills and almost died. In a letter, she declared her love and accused him of not feeling the same, and that maybe if she were dead, he'd love her even a little of how much he loved his dead wife. The incident left him distraught, with his family saying he should have reassured her of his love instead of breaking up. James's family got along with Kayla and had hoped they'd marry so his son could have a mother again and maybe some siblings. They'd become cold and urged him to visit Kayla and rekindle things, but he wasn't sure he wanted to do that and blamed himself for her suicide attempt. A Reddit user encouraged James to run far away from Kayla and not give his family unsupervised visits with his son. The person worried they could try to pressure the boy into convincing him to get back with his ex or blame him for the incident by not allowing her to call her his mother, while someone else said, "She seems disturbed, and your family wants this woman around your son?" Big no. Another social media user expressed concern that Kayla might be mentally unstable. Fearing that she could engage in harmful behavior again, they emphasized the potential risk, suggesting that if another suicide attempt were to occur, it could tragically succeed, leaving James and his son traumatized by discovering her body. This individual recommended urging Kayla to seek professional help and advised James to sever contact with her due to her apparent mental illness. In addition, another commenter suspected that James' ex-girlfriend might be manipulative and had possibly influenced his family's perspective on the situation.